We look at these wars over oil and the strategic interest of the Middle East costing us a lot more than money. Thousands of American lives have been lost in the process. Tens of thousands have been damaged in the process. 4,400 dead in Iraq, over 1,500 dead in Afghanistan.
Thank you, sir.
Many more have been left wounded. Nearly 32,000 in Iraq, approaching 11,000 in Afghanistan, and there are disastrous, invisible wounds, psychological scars that are left by the trauma of war as we use modern technology, airplanes, to bring people from the heart of a war zone to places like Fisherman's Wharf or the Mall in Washington, D.C., and expect them not to suffer the incredible psychological pressures and damage that comes with releasing a soldier into a battlefield, encouraging him or her to behave in a way that requires a level of aggression that none of us can really comprehend, only to bring them back into our own nation with little or no adaptive or compassionate care. Here with us now is Ashwin Madia. He's the interim chairman over at VoteVets.org. It's an organization that explicitly advocates for energy independence in America as a way to protect America's soldiers. What is the soldiers' view, in your mind, of their role relative to the strategic importance of oil? When you're over there, are you over there in your mind for liberty, for freedom, or for oil?
Well, I think that, for the individual troops on the ground, opinion is probably as diverse as it is within our country. But what I would say is that I think there's certainly a recognition that in some ways we're funding both sides of the war on terror.
Well, Mr. Woolsey just said that.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at, for example, Afghanistan and the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, I think it's undeniable that much of their funding has been coming from wealthy Saudis who made a lot of their money selling the United States oil. And because of that, it's literally insanity what we're doing. We're sending our own troops in to fight against, in some ways, weapons that have been purchased with money that we provided.
I mean, that's insane, right? James Woolsey declared it insane. It is any human being. Boone will tell you that's insane. The environmentalists will tell you that's insane. At the same time, it has and continues to persist. What do you see as the barrier to mustering the will to change this?
Well, a couple things. One, I think Mr. Pickens is doing the right thing by showing people you can make a profit off doing this. I think once Americans are convinced that there's money to be made in this, then we can generate some of the political will. But the other thing I'd say, which goes more to sort of the troops and that aspect of it, is kind of generating a sense of patriotism amongst people and convincing people that it's patriotic to get off our dependence on foreign oil. One of the things that John Edwards said during his presidential campaign, and no matter what you think of him now, I don't think it takes away from the sentiment, which is we need leadership that will inspire people to be patriotic about something other than war. We do a very good job in this country of saying we support the troops and sending care packages and putting ribbons on our trees and bumper sticks on the cars. But I think we need to explain to people that patriotism also means sacrificing something for the country you love. And if we really care about these troops, then we wouldn't put them in harm's way because of our dependence on foreign oil, particularly when we have the technology to make changes about that right now.
I could not agree with that more, and that's why I have people say, why do you call Boone Pickens a patriot? I say I call Boone Pickens a patriot because Boone Pickens is attempting to help us shatter the strategic importance of oil and at the same time protect our soldiers and express our patriotism through the seizure of our own independence as opposed to through the support of foreign war.
That's exactly right. I mean, what I would say is if we can ask 18 and 19-year-old American kids to give their arms and their legs and sometimes their lives for this country, then we over here can certainly make our cars more efficient or weatherize our homes or demand an energy strategy from our leaders that will wean us off our dependence on oil. I think that's the very least we can do, and I think if it's framed in those terms to the American people, I think that they would absolutely, willingly, happily be glad to contribute. I think the American people are searching for a way to contribute all this. I think it's frustrating for a lot of people to feel as though the war is so removed and the troops are so removed and they're bearing all the brunt of this war on terror and we can't do anything over here for it. I think we just need leadership to inspire us that way and to explain that to us.
Yeah, listen, I totally agree. We need bumpers that can just say, fight a terrorist, turn off the lights.
Exactly.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ratigan.